and I'm gonna take over real quickly. And my review is gonna be relatively short. So this one was Kirei ni Shitemoraemasu, also known as Wash It All Away, is the localized title. The shortened version of the anime name is, or the manga, whatever, is Kinishite. So this was a manga original. This was published in Young Gangan and was penned by Hattori Mitsuru. So for those of you who don't know, Hattori Mitsuru has done a couple of works here and there, mostly based upon themes of romance, so on. Um,
So
but they are.
when I was talking about Shizumu Watanabe earlier, this is the other
Huh?
author I was also referring to. That's like I feel like is in the same vein as them. Both of the
Yes.
mangas that I like this one,
Yeah.
or I guess Shingeki no Iron
So
Maiden, and I guess this author's previous work before this
yes.
one also came out around the
Yes.
same time, and I really like both of them. So
Yeah.
continue.
So yeah, had a couple of pretty good series. I believe this author, I would say the most famous one would be his work as the author of Sankarea is probably
What?
the most famous one.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say
What?
Sankarea is the most famous
You
one.
didn't like Umi Show? You liar! Don't tell me you didn't like Umi
I mean,
Show.
Umisho was good, but I think Sankarea
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
had a little bit
I'm
more.
just joshing. Sankareya
Yeah.
is this author's my favorite work from this author.
Yeah. I do like Umisho though, yeah, Sankarea is probably his sort of like calling card. But yeah, so that was Hattori Mitsuru. So he created this one. Again, it has a slightly different bent, although it has the same underlying currents of romance, so on. Not romance, but kind of like slice of life, kind of those undercurrents. The manga original was adapted into an anime by Okuruto Noboru. So Okuruto Noboru has been doing some series here and there. Most recently, I believe they did um the most recent like original series, right? Not like a sequel that they did was Fukugan. So for those of you who don't know, Fukugan is an isekai series, also known as um, yeah, 不遇職鑑定士が実は最強だった。奈落で鍛えた最強の心眼で無双する. Also known as even given the worthless appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest. So like stuff like this, stuff like viral hit, my instant death ability is so overpowered. That one that we laughed over a while back, but they did a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff. They did a decent number of stuff over the years, and this is their most recent kind of shake at things. So, Fukugan, again, the appraiser isekai that we just mentioned, is actually the same. They actually had the same members leading this project as well. So, director Onishi Kenta, again, one of the sort of core Okuruto Noboru members, um, leads this team that previously did the appraiser isekai for this series as well. Especially of note is that he does also bring with him the scriptwriter and series composition lead, Machida Toko. So she's been with him through some of the other series as well, such as stuff like Jahi-sama, as well as Hero Legend of Arslan, Dust Storm Dance. So they're a pretty trusty duo, I would say. Um, Going over to the voice acting cast, I would say this is a very veteran cast. Most, I think, even the sort of quote unquote people who have not had like a billion main roles are still quite veterans, quite experienced. And obviously, you have a bunch of, I would say, not necessarily like A plus S listers, but people who have been consistently showing up in recent series. You have Suzuki Sayumi, you have Umeda Shuichiro, uh, um, you have Koshimizu Ami, Aoyama Yoshino, stuff like that. So a lot of names that you're seeing pretty commonly these days. So pretty veteran, stacked voice acting cast. Going over to the OPED, the OP is Kirei by you. So it's a very standard kind of like female vocal J-pop lines. Composition here, nothing really to write home about.
What's the opening
Story
called?
is a little bit
What
what?
is it? Kirei.
Yeah, Kirei. And
But
like
Spire, who'd
Kirei
win
is
the fight? Kirei or Kirei
God
Goto?
damn it. Oh my God. God damn it, Toast.
I think Kirei Goto would win.
Yeah.
You don't know what
But
Kirei
yeah.
Goto is? Let me hit you with that.
Um, so Kirei by you. So this is again, standard J-pop vocals. The storyboard, I would say, is a slightly better design than average. It's not just like cast member, cast member, cast member, boom, done. It's like that, but it's a little bit better design in terms of like where the scene is, like sort of animations. But the issue is obviously the budget makes the overall quality a little bit iffy at times, I would say. Um, Similar things happening with the ED. ED is the song name is Wakaba no Koro by Kyoto Natsumi, a J-pop singer and a song singer writer, I believe. Um, Again, very standard storyboard, very standard like softer, quieter, peaceful kind of J-pop and a song that they kind of try to slam in as a single. Nothing very, nothing to write home about for either the opening or the ending. As for the audio visuals, this series has quite minimal BGM. It's almost noticeable where it's like most of the time when people are like talking or like things are happening, it's pretty much without BGM. It's pretty much just sound effects and dialogue. The times where it does have it is like very standard, like almost stock, like uh, what is it? What is what is it like open license
Ocean
or
sound
whatever?
effects or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, free license. Yeah, free license um like quite peaceful town BGM kind of vibes. And so that's very whatever.
I think Spire. That's a pretty. That's the. They did that on purpose, and it
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it is like an interesting like
It fits
change.
the theme of the show, if or of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
of the
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah. Um I, the frames are a little bit budget at times, but it's fine because again, it's or not. I don't know whether I would say it's like completely fine, but it's like it's understandable because it's like a slice of life series, so it's mostly again just like talking and doing basic animation. I would have maybe liked to see a little bit more um animation quality other than like the static modeling on the tasks that the girl is doing, like the sewing of the laundry. If that's going to be like sort of part of the core focus tasks, right? It would have been nice to um see that a little bit more in detail, right? Instead of just being like, oh yeah, this is also slice of life, so you're gonna see sewing in like 30 FPS. Like that's not, we could have the sewing part a little bit more quality, right? We could have the laundry part a little bit more quality if this series is gonna be all about like sewing and fixing clothes and spraying shoes and stuff, right? Like fixing shoes. But I think it was a little bit budget at times. The static models of the main girl as well as the main cast are mainly okay, but you can really notice the difference between the static character models of the main cast versus the supporting cast. Like the main cast is like they're just like regular anime characters, right? And they have like all the eyes and everything else. But the supporting cast is like something that like you just see in like a 3 minute kid show. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys, you could try a little bit harder, maybe. Like, I understand why this happened, but it's very noticeable at times. So, um, but yeah, that was pretty much all I had about the audiovisuals. Going to the story. So the story is generally like, hey, you have this girl named Kime Wakana. Kime has a laundry service in the seaside resort town of Atami, where she's built a fulfilling life, making friends with the locals and visiting hot springs. Although Wakana has no knowledge of her own past, her cleaning services safeguard memories imbued in customers' precious items. So there's no like real continuing flow. It's more just like Kime running around like episode to episode, kind of like helping people, seeing the town, talking to the supporting cast members. Um, and it's like the best way I can describe this series, it's like a mix of near dark. I don't know whether you've seen this like float up on your YouTube video or YouTube feed, but have you ever seen those like walk around Japan for 1 hour and you like walk around rainy Shinjuku for
Yep.
hour and it's
Yep.
like
Yep.
the guy
Yep.
like walking, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like 4K, whatever HD, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
walking around. That sort of, and then also like the healing ASMR videos where it's like all they're doing is like scratching like a fuzzy ball or something like that. it's like a mixture of those two, where it's like
I I
you're just seeing minutes upon minutes of anime video at a time where like all the scene is about is just like taking the laundry or taking the clothes, or folding the clothes or unfolding the clothes, doing the sewing with a machine, doing steaming, doing spraying the shoes or stuff like that. And that's it. And then
don't know,
the
Spire.
other parts where they're not doing a
You're
task is like,
mm,
yeah.
you're saying you don't get koi wa ame aguri voice from this? Nothing? No? Or what's the other?
Um,
Well, what's that other show about walking in the rain or whatever? Uh, what am I thinking of?
Which
The other one.
not
which
the
one?
romance one, right? You're thinking
Maybe?
potentially thinking about another one.
What about the weird cat or the weird tanuki?
Oh, that was
The
Ame
chick.
Ame to Kimitsu.
Oh,
Yeah, the cat,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
them taking care of the cat or whatever, right?
Basically,
No, it's not a
after the
cat.
rain
It's
kind of
literally a
vibes.
Tanuki.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
This series gives me a feeling of walking outside during the rain and after the rain, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of, but it's a lot like I don't want to say less, but it kind of is. It's just like what it
You
is
get the
on the
vibes.
box. It
You get the
Yeah,
vibe.
it's very like, hey, this is what you're getting on the label. There's no like some like dark foreshadowing, blah blah. No, it's just like her sewing, her talking to the supporting cast, her looking at various things in the Atami like town or whatever that she's like walking around in, and that's pretty much about it. Um, if you guys are
Aspire,
yeah,
have you read the manga from this?
I have not, I have not.
Yeah, because
Uh,
yeah, I'll say it. Yeah, I'll say it. So when I read this manga, I get this weird feeling from it. Like I just mentioned before, like there's something underlying about uh about Wakana because she doesn't have a memory, and there's I get a weird feeling from her. Why does she have no memories? Why is she washing stuff away? Is she washing away her memories
She's washing
by being
away evidence. She's a serial killer.
yeah?
That's how I would
I
end the
don't know.
series.
When I read the manga, I got this weird sense of foreboding from her. That kind of like
I mean, there's like that potential setup, but
that.
does the author do
It's part
anything
of a
with it?
story
Is my
part.
question.
That's what I'm not gonna spoil. But there's something weird about that chick. You know what I'm saying? She looks cheery, but something's off.
I mean, I'm sure like near the end they do some, you know, kind of like introspection into, some self-discovery kind of stuff. But I don't think I'm far from the truth when I say probably 80-90% of the series is what I just described, right? It's like them walking around the town, it's the healing ASMR vibes. Um, it's her being like, I'll take that laundry and like fix it, or not fix it, but clean it, right? Um, and again, it's very much what's on the tin. I would say if you're expecting anything else, you are in for a sore kind of disappointment, at least in the anime. Um, I also don't necessarily think it's like on its face bad, although I think by the point where you need something that is like this, like, hey, it's kind of like just mostly a healing ASMR vibes series. Like at the point where you need a series like this, you probably are dealing with a lot of stress in your life, and you probably need like a checkup. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Just say
but
inspired. Why do you think I gravitated towards this author and the freaking real account author back in the day? Just saying.
yeah.
Those
Um,
heydays.
but yeah, I don't think this is like again bad on its face, but I don't think people should expect more out of this series. Like people should not expect significantly more out of this series than what it's just saying on its premise. So that's sort of my opinion on it. There's not really much else to say, especially for the anime for right now, because again, it's like 4 or 5 episodes of like, yeah, she's washing the clothes and she's sewing and she's there's really not much to say, and most of it's just like silent, kind of not silent, but like it's mostly just her going through the motions. Um,
Spire better or
Yeah.
worse than Sankareya?
Sankareya? Sankareya is like definitely better, not because necessarily of the plot. I think the plot fell apart near the end, but I mean, I just like the general like cast for Sankareya much better. For this one, it's just like the girl. She's doing the lo-fi stream, 5 hour stream with the healing vibes, like kind of business, and it's just like okay, sure. And that doesn't really, I don't know, it's not as interesting necessarily to me. But I think if you do want the healing juju, if you want that healing atmosphere, I think it's okay to watch. Um, but again, please, at least for right now, in the anime, don't expect more than what is promised on the label. So, I would, I think my mal rating for this personally would probably be, because it's not like samey necessarily. It's like it definitely has like an interesting extreme tack onto it. But would I be like, yeah, it's like so unique and like creative? And it's like I don't know. I would probably give this a 4.5 or 5 out of 10, somewhere in between there. Um, I don't think it's like some above average series necessarily, but I also don't think that's committing like crimes. Like I don't think it's like oh this is objectively bad in some way where um obviously, they didn't get as much money from the production company, so they had to cut some of some of the animator like hours out of this product, which you can see here and there. But I don't think there's like something that's objectively bad about this series. So, I would probably give it around a 4.5 to 5. But that's pretty much what I had. There's again just just look at what they say on the premise and just if you like being healed that way, if you like being healed by that sort of like warm fuzzy anime vibes, then I guess check some episodes of this out. But if you want something like, oh, they're on a peaceful island, but then they have to do something, this girl has to do something, it's like I'll probably skip this. So that's pretty much
So
all I had to
as
say.
Spire has not read the manga, but I have. I will tell you. I will tell you. There's a reason why I compared it to Koiwa Ameagari. I'll leave that to your imagination.
Yes, I mean there is like a slight
There is a
like
story
romance
there,
implication.
and
There's like a
uh,
slight romance implication there. Um, but I, again, I'm not sure how much people should like. People shouldn't expect some like major like. Probably shouldn't expect some like major like drama, like inversion, reversal of fortunes or anything like that, right? It's not that sort of thing. So. Um,
I will
I
say
don't think
though
it's
that compared to like when I compared a what is it, dead account to I guess real account and Shisheki no Iron
Mhm,
Maiden, comparing Sankareya to this is
mhm,
a lot better in this artist's favor than my series. So this one's not bad,
mhm,
but I do say Sankareya is much better. That kind of thing.
mhm.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on this series, I guess, because I know both of these authors pretty well.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say for this series. Um, again, for me, it's like at least in terms of watching the anime, it's nothing to write home about. Again, for these sorts of 4 or 5 episodes, I wouldn't expect more than what the premise promises you. So again, don't at least for now, don't expect any like major foreshadowing, blah blah blah. Blah. So that's all I've got to say. This series was again Kinishite, also known as Kirei ni Shitemoraemasu ka, also known as Wash It All Away. Manga original adapted by Okuruto Noboru with under the direction of Onishi Kenta. If you like these sorts of more chill, slower paced series, please do check it out.